And I guess now with Ted pushing out, and oh, there's a Pit Lord. So Ted getting a Pit Lord third, Lich second. I'm not even sure what order those came in, but I guess he just bought the Pit Lord. So Lich second, Pit Lord third. And going to make a push in here. I think Grubby has enough to push this back, especially as he has a third hero out. He is not doing reinforced burrows, just doing the armor upgrade. So not sure what Grubby's doing with tier 3. Now Peon's coming out to fight, so Grubby is a bit desperate here, but he'll be able to push this away fairly easily with that Tauren Chieftain with Stomp. Pit Lord looks like the Tauren Chieftain is surrounded, getting focused down, passes an invuln pot to the Tauren Chieftain, so it will live for a little while. Fiend goes down there. Yeah, the Howl of Terror is not being too effective in this combat because of the Kodo Beast, so the Howl of Terror basically cancels out the Kodo Beast. Now the Pit Lord's surrounded, and it may go down here. Pit Lord gets coiled, so Grubby now going to lose his Tauren Chieftain. I don't think there's anything he can do about that because there's just too much focus fire. Yeah, the Tauren Chieftain goes down. So Grubby not getting the better side of this battle. Speed scrolls up. I'm not sure what he's going to do with that. He hasn't used it yet. Going to go for the Pit Lord kill again. It gets coiled, so no kill there for Grubby, trying to revive his Tauren Chieftain. It's only level 1, so I think it's still only level 1 because it come out fast. Death Knight uses the Greater Mana Pot, heals the Lich. So, yeah, Grubby just does not have enough units here. He's got one Kodo Beast and a bunch of Peons. And really, he's got a Grunt there, too. And really fighting only on his heroes and his Peons. Oh, 2 Grunts. But that one's going to go down right now, so that Grunt will fall. Now going for the Obsidian Statue, he's not going to be able to get it. Ted, meanwhile, looks like he's going to go for the Farseer. And has that Lich got mana? Yeah, the Lich has enough mana for a nuke, so the Farseer could be in trouble if Ted decides to go for it in earnest. Now Grubby's Tauren Chieftain is back, gets a Stomp off. And Grubby retraining Raiders, so I think he'll be able to push this back finally, although his Tauren Chieftain may go down again in the process. But he does have those 2 heroes there, and that will probably be enough for him. Takes down the Obsidian Statue now, and with that, Ted's army longevity is gone. So Ted now pushing back a little bit, but I think he will have to retreat because he no longer has that unlimited source of healing for his army. Grubby salving and claritying up his Tauren Chieftain. Ted trying to kill the Bestiary. This is not going to happen. It's not going to fall. Grubby repairing it anyway. And that Raider's going to come out. A bunch of Peons going down there. Ted focusing the Peons, and well, Grubby doing a really great defense of this base. The one thing I'm not sure of is if he's just lost too much to make it worth it almost. I mean, obviously it's always worth defending your base because otherwise you lose, but I think Grubby's defense may have cost him too much in the long run. He lost his TC, he lost a lot of units, and Ted did not have significant losses. He's now probably going to be able to take down this Bestiary with Grubby confined to the back of his base. He speed scrolled. He needs to use that. Okay, now coming out with the speed scroll. Going to try and block the Pit Lord perhaps. No, not going to do that. Now going for the Fiends. Let's see. Fiend gets coiled. Going to devour another. So now Grubby is certainly going to be able to push Ted back. He's taken out 2 Fiends right there. Stomp goes off, and I think he might be able to get another here that's going to force a coil at least. No coil on the Death Knight, so another Fiend is going to go down. The Raider's going to go down for Grubby also. So Ted now down to mostly his heroes and 1 Fiend, and he needs to leave. Even with that statue again in Grubby's base, he doesn't have enough units to fight this. Pit Lord gets coiled. That Death Knight is now out of coils, and yeah, Ted retreats with his Death Knight no longer having mana. Grubby now trying to sneak some kills on the way out. He ensnares the Obsidian Statue. Looks like he's got an Orb of Lightning on the Farseer, so he'll be able to kill that Obsidian Statue, no problem. He's going to lose a Raider, though, so that's unfortunate. Grubby can't afford to lose Raiders when he should be in the driver's seat, pushing Ted back. He's instead losing Raiders, and trading a Raider for an Obsidian Statue is pretty neutral. Not something you want to do when you're in this sort of position. Gets another Fiend kill. Looks like he might lose another Raider. Nope, not losing that extra Raider. So now he's going to lose it. He sent it back. That was probably a miscue there. Lich very low. Does that Death Knight have a coil? The Death Knight finally has a coil again. And if Grubby stomps that Death Knight... Oh, no, too late. I was going to say, if he stomped the Death Knight, he could stop the coil from going off, but he did not do that. He doesn't have a stomp on his hero anyway. Going to go for the Abomination. I think he will get the kill, because that Death Knight does not have a coil to heal the Abomination. So Grubby getting a lot of kills in the... pushing his opponent back, but on the other hand, he has also lost a lot of units in the process. And lost also a lot of units when his base was being pushed. So I think this is... the net gain is for Ted, and Grubby really hasn't gotten much out of his tier 3. He got an Orb of Lightning, that's it. Now at 41 food out of 60. Ted at 40 food out of 50, so food count even, but Ted with a lot more unit kills, and his Death Knight is 4. His other heroes are both 2. Yeah, that's interesting. How come his heroes are so low? So Grubby actually managed to sneak so many kills in at the end that I didn't really realize because they were just sort of devours by the fiends. Sorry, by the Kodos of fiends. And Grubby now creeping his adjacent base, so he'll be able to expand there if he wants to. I expect that he will, because if he's going to do any sort of tier 3 strat, he's going to need a lot of gold and wood, and he's going to want more production capability than he can get out of one base. Ted now creeping the lower shop, and this will give him the control over that because he'll get the ward. And I was a little surprised to see him being sort of so passive in creeping earlier in the game, but now he's making up for it, coming out, creeping the lower shop, which Grubby is not crept. I think it might have been a better decision for Grubby to come out here and creep this before Ted could get to it, because Ted was not really going to be able to creep his this base down here that Grubby decided to creep it if at any time, whereas Grubby was. So I think he may have made the wrong decision there. We'll see how it turns out. In the end, that shop control may prove not to be influential. Grubby with a level 3 Torn Chieftain. Did he get Stomp? Yeah, he got Stomp. Okay, just checking. Speed scroll's up, and he has to use the speed scroll to run away here because the undead has a big army. Ted now going to be able to finish that one turtle if he wants to. Yeah, going to do that. And Ted with a small force of fiends and a single A-bomb. Now what's going on? Grubby sent a wolf to the back red there and to check if Ted was creeping in, and he was not. Ted a little low on wood, actually. He's only at 70. And he only has 2 ghouls on wood, so... Researching Destroform now. And Ted is going to be able to creep this back red. And this is interesting that Grubby, after creeping the top red and not getting satisfactory item, he really... Well, there's a Cloak of Flames for the Death Knight. In my opinion, that's not the greatest drop, but it's a pretty good one. It's going to go on the Pit Lord, actually, which is a big hero, so it increases the area of that Cloak of Flames. And since the Pit Lord is so common to try and surround the Pit Lord, I guess this item is actually helpful in this situation. Pit Lord gets surrounded very easily, but the Cloak of Flames will allow it to put a little bit of hurt on in that situation. And Grubby just totally unable to do anything to Ted's army to displace it from this creep camp, and Ted is going to get all the kills here. So, Grubby coming back again. Here he has a Wyvern. So, Wyvern's in play now for Grubby, and I think he'll have... will he have poison? No, he doesn't have poison. Grubby's Torn Chieftain going to go down right away. And Ted's Pit Lord is low, but he'll have some coils on his Death Knight to deal with that. One A-bomb looks like he's going to get focused and die. Another A-bomb has been devoured by the Kodo. And the Wyverns, I think, are going to be the key factor in this battle. They're able to... Yeah, here's the poison for the Wyverns, and they're going to be able to take down both destroyers, I think, without a problem. Actually, that destroyer got coiled. Now Grubby's hero on the run. He may lose his Shadowhunter here, and that would be disastrous. Salving it up to try and make some sort of desperate escape, hexing the Death Knight. That Shadowhunter does not have enough mana to heal itself, but it does manage to get away with that brilliant hex by Grubby. And so just managing to escape with that Shadowhunter. And now that Wyvern trying to harass the Lich, not going to be terribly effective at that, because the Lich can do so much damage to it with just the Focus Fire. And also the Death Knight, the Orb of Corruption being switched to the Death Knight, so that there are more heroes that can attack air. So, now Grubby coming in with a very small force. Looks like he's going to try and push, but this is not going to be successful. His force is too small. I'm not sure what he's doing. Using Dust to check for Bird Fiends, I guess he doesn't want to be scouted here, but I guess he's just going to try and slip his Wyvern in across the back and... Nope, TPing out. What? So Grubby ran all the way up to the top of the map and then TP'd out. I don't understand that. He could have TP'd out from any point in the map. So he must have been trying something and then found that he got scouted and gave up. But I'm really not sure what he was going to try that needed his Farseer. He would have been better off, I think, just sending the Wyvern around the back and harassing the Acolytes a bit. With Envenomed Spears, the Wyvern harassing the Acolytes can actually be pretty effective. The Spears just do so much damage. You know, you go and take one hit on each Acolyte if you can, then make another pass later and they're all at 1 health and you can kill them easily. Although with Blight they heal up pretty fast, so that doesn't work so well. But Grubby now only at 39 food and Ted at 42. Ted, interestingly, is also stuck at a low food count, and I'm not sure why. He should have a significant advantage, although... Okay, now Ted going to... Scouting the map for expansion, he should think about expanding himself, because the gold mine is down to 1,000 gold. And he just doesn't... Although he has an advantage over Grubby, I think he's been able to beat him in all the fights, pretty much. Although Grubby was eventually able to force him out of his base. And 5-4-4 heroes. Grubby with 5-4-3, I guess? Yeah, 5-4-3 heroes for Grubby, so a little hero level advantage for Ted.